offense has really not been doing a whole lot lately. Kind of slumbering. It needs a little more consistency, and it's that time of the year when you really need to put some things together.
Well, here we go. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Andres Torres will lead things off for the Giants. Torres has been bothered this season by a left hamstring injury that put him on the DL for almost 30 games. And he came back just yesterday, making his 19th start of the season. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Jay Happ 4-1 here at Citizens Bank Park with an ERA of 3.77. This is his 8th start here at Philadelphia. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And Torres is a guy that can run when he gets on base. So, he's a leadoff hitter that you like to have him make a left turn and head back to their dugout.
And you see the earned run average leaders in the National League. Happ is in the number 5 spot, right behind Matt Cain. Tim Lincecum will pitch tomorrow, is number 2 in the league. And the count holds 1-2.
That matchup tomorrow night's really fun. Tim Lincecum, who could be in the Hall of Fame someday, the way he's going, who knows? And the guy he's going against, Pedro Martinez, will be in the Hall of Fame. There's Lincecum.
And there's no threat of rain for tomorrow either.
No, and I'm sure Pedro's very happy about that. No threat of rain.
Towards shortstop. Jimmy over toward the hole. He's got to hurry. Torres runs well. And boy, his arm. I don't know what it is. He's always had a strong arm, but he's putting some extra gear on that throw over to first base lately.
Well, as you said, he can run. Torres can run, Tommy. So what you have to do there as a shortstop is backhand the ball. You just can't let that ball get on you and get flat-footed at all. And you saw Jimmy watch see the first move that he makes is so he gets in position to backhand, crow hop, and throw. And that's just classic shortstop play. And we're just fortunate to watch this guy night after night, day after day.
Edgar Renteria, the batter. He shows bunt and takes a 55-footer for ball 1. Renteria was 0 for 4 in last night's game. In fact, he popped out to finish off that complete game shutout by Cole Hamels. Toward third base, and Feliz does a nice job of just smothering that ball. 2 outs here in the first inning.
You look at what has really helped Jay Happ, it's that pitch right there. Change up to right-handed hitters.
And he gets his 2nd out of the inning. During the 2009 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. And so far this year, just from the wins alone, $7,600 has been donated. Well, here's Pablo Sandoval. And what a year he is having. His first full year in the big leagues. Batting .333 with 21 home runs and 75 RBIs. And Barry Zito gave him that nickname, Kung Fu Panda. And it is really stuck. And he swings at the 2nd pitch. Pops it to shallow right. Worth on the run. He misread it initially, and he makes the sliding basket grab. And the inning is over. Jason Worth froze in right field momentarily, but then his athleticism and his speed got him to the spot. spot. Raul Ibanez, the left fielder, bats sixth. The number 7 hitter is Pedro Feliz, batting 8th and catching Carlos Ruiz. And on the mound and pitching, of course, is Jay Happ. And they will face right-hander Brad Penny, making his first start in a Giants uniform in his return to the National League West and the National League overall.
Well, they want to make a change with their fifth starter because Martinez has really been struggling. So they pick up Brad Penny the other day. And you said, Tom, really struggling. Look at his numbers. Not very good. That a lot of starts against the Phillies, of course, for all his time in the National League, especially with Florida. And this guy has all kinds of pitches. And what he does, he goes out there and he finds out what's working, and then he uses it.
And one of the big pitches that he has is that fastball that at one point in his career would top off at 97, 98 miles an hour. Right now it's between 90 and 95, as you saw there, 90 and 96. But he could throw hard.
You got to watch a Kung Fu Panda right now. It's really close. Third. Jimmy has to think, that's a large object down there.
Yeah, he is a big guy.
And you know, Jimmy doesn't bunt. So, you know, you kind of wonder, why is he way up there like that? He gives him all that room to slap it by him.
Maybe he thinks that they're going to capitalize on that sore calf that he has.
I don't know. I mean, with Jimmy, you wouldn't have scouting reports that Jimmy's going to bunt. Penny blew out a bicep tendon a few years ago. There's Bruce Bochy, his new manager. He blew out a bicep tendon in the game against the Phillies at Dodger Stadium. Missed a lot of time. And that was one of the more painful things to watch happen to a guy because they had him throw another pitch, and he was in agony. A warm-up pitch.
To the right side, and Uribe has it. Jimmy's retired for the first out. So one away. Well, Bruce Bochy said yesterday that if they can get Brad Penny through 5 innings, that would be great. Anything after that, well, they would be even happier. But they're hoping for at least 5 innings because he hasn't pitched since the 21st of August. And boy, did he struggle lately with the Red Sox. In his final 5 starts, he was 0-4 with an ERA of over 9.
Yeah, and it's not like the Red Sox had a great rotation where they want to get rid of guys either. They wanted Penny to pitch well because they've had so many problems with their starters this year. Wakefield hurt, Daisuke hurt, and Penny just struggled.
See what he did in the month of August to finish up his time with the Red Sox. But he's ahead, no balls, and 2 strikes to Victorino.
Well, we're talking about all the pitches. This guy will throw the kitchen sink at you out there, Brad Penny. All the different pitches he throws. And, you know, he's been known to battle umpires. He has a little bit of a temper. He'll stomp around a lot, takes that hat off all the time. You just know his mannerisms because we used to see him so much.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Shane's in a little bit of a mix-up right now. He's 2 for 16 on this homestand.
I like that term, huh?
Yeah.
Mix-up.
I was going to say speed bump. He said a speed bump, but I like mix-up. His average down to 304. Still having a solid year. And he's down swinging on strikes. 2 away here in the first. Early on in Penny's career, he was a strikeout pitcher, but he hasn't been that way the last couple of seasons.
Well, that low fastball, the board said that was 97. We had him on the scouting reports topping off at 96. So, you know, he's still got some velocity.
2 away. Here's Chase. Chase hitting .302 overall, 29 home runs, 84 runs batted in. He does have Brad Penny in his book. Just 4 hits overall against the right-hander. And he takes a fastball on the outside corner. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Barbara Kearney of Prospect Park, Pennsylvania. If the Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, then Barbara will win $200. It's odd to say, but the Phillies did not homer in last night's game. They only scored 1 run. And it was on an RBI double by Ryan Howard. And Cole Hamels was brilliant. He allowed 2 hits, struck out 9, tossed a complete game shutout. And reading some of the comments from some of the Giants players after that game, you know, they were just mesmerized by his changeup. In the air to left field, Torres ranges back a few steps, and the inning is over. So Penny works a 1-2-3 bottom of the first inning. We've completed one. No scores. We go to the second. Will now face Ryan Garco to lead things off for the Giants. It'll be Garco, Uribe, and Aaron Rowand here in the top of the second. Garco was 1 for 3 in last night's ball game. He had one of the 2 hits. The other one was by Rich Aurelia. Garco's double began the second inning, but he was the only guy that got into scoring position for the Giants the entire night.
Yeah, well, he started mowing him down after that.
Saw that breakdown underneath his overall numbers. He's hitting .302 as a member of the Giants away from AT&T Park. He's hitting .108 out in San Francisco.
That park is built to hit extra base hits. There's so much room in the outfield. Yeah. A lot of doubles waiting to happen there, and of course that one spot out there in right center, they call it Triples Alley. This ballpark more of a homer's park.
Yep. Different personalities, different parks.
Yep.
To right field, Worth on the run. Boy, he got a good jump, but that's going to drop in for a base hit. Jason saw that all the way, but it was off the hands of Garco, and that's the first hit of the night. Well, Tuesday, September 15th at 7:05. If you're not doing anything, come on out to the ballpark. The Phillies will begin a 3-game series against the Washington Nationals. All 3 games begin at 7:05. For tickets, you can log on to Phillies.com. And the Nationals defeated or lost to the Padres today 7-0. David Eckstein had 3 hits and an RBI for San Diego. And the Nationals now have lost 6 consecutive games in 13 of their last 16. Uribe was 0 for 3 last night for the Giants. And he takes that one a little low, so it's 2 balls and no strikes.
This guy's perfect to play hit and run. You know, they have to play him up the middle now because of the runner on first base for a double play. But he can shoot the ball through the hole on the right side as well as anybody. 2-0, not necessarily a hit and run count. Just that inside out swing that he takes. Everything's kind of late. Everything kind of drags through the strike zone. And he rarely pulls a ball. It seems like the only time he pulls a ball is if you really throw him something slow and he gets out front.
A lot of folks thought that his playing time would be diminished because of the signing of Freddie Sanchez or the trade of Freddie Sanchez. But with Sanchez getting hurt, Uribe has found himself basically in the lineup almost every day.
Yeah, he's a pretty good player. What he does is you watch his style of hitting, so he just bails. And that's another reason why he hits so many balls the other way. Because it's not that he pulls off some. Watch his movement first.
He lines that one towards center field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit.
That's what he does. You know, he just fights pitches off.
So back-to-back hits for the Giants here in the second, and nobody out now for Aaron Rowand.
Just a strange hitting style, but it really works for Uribe. Watch everything start to exit wide open when he swings, and he'll catch a ball on the inside part of the plate a little bit, or even away, and he'll hit it the opposite direction, or he'll fight it off.
Rowand was 0 for 3 in last night's ball game. He's just 3 for his last 23. Batting here though with 2 runners on. Neither runner being held on. And half balls behind, 1 ball and no strikes. Chris Coast mentioned how a lot of the former Phillies players do well when they come back and face their former team. Well, Aaron Rowand is no different. 4 career home runs against the Phillies and a real good batting average. And Ruiz is going to go out to the mound because Happ is having trouble finding the strike zone.
Well, he's given up a couple of funky hits in this inning. You know, 2 balls that have just fallen in front of the outfielders, and now he tried to crowd Rowand with 2 fastballs, because that's where you try to get Aaron out in on his hands, and he took them both.
Rowand in the air, right center field. It's not deep. Playable for Victorino. Darko tags at second, but he's not going anywhere. And that's the first out.
Yeah, he did the right thing to tag, and Tim Flannery put his hand up right away. Like, not on this guy, because Darko doesn't run that well. And I give Jay Happ and Carlos Ruiz credit. Boy, they just stayed in on him. They missed the first 2 pitches. They came right back in there again and jammed Rowand. Just because you missed the first couple times doesn't mean you have to go away from what you want to do to get a hitter out, and they didn't.
Now with 1 out and runners up first and second, Nate Shearholtz will be the batter. Shearholtz has struggled lately. See, he's 2 for his last 25, 1 for his last 22.
This guy's done a pretty good job for them. Been hurt a little bit, and we didn't see him out there because he was hurt. He's a real good outfielder. Throws well. He didn't hit any left-handers.
They're hitting .410 against them, and .252 against righties. I was surprised to see him in the lineup tonight, honestly, but that's why. That's in at the knees, 1-1.
Well, Randy Wynn really struggles against left-handed pitching. He's a switch hitter, much better left-handed against right-handers. So, you know, they may just decided to go this route because Shearholtz hits left-handers, and Randy Wynn, even though he bats right-handed, doesn't.
On the hands, foul back 1-2. The Giants, and this is kind of odd for a team that's in playoff contention, but they have so many questions with Sandoval's injury and with Benji Molina's injury and Freddie Sanchez's injury. They have a lot of bench players.
Oh,
I mean, they just blew open their roster.
This card's unbelievable tonight. They added more today. Buster Posey's here now. They added a pitcher, left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, they have 10 bench players available to them.
Posey is a catcher, #1 pick out of Florida State. In fact, the kid that we saw play in a game at Bright House Field when the Phillies played Florida State a number of years ago, and he played in that.
He was the #1 pick back in 2008, and he had a heck of a year in the minor leagues. And look at the bullpen. I mean, not only do they have 10 position players, but they've loaded up the bullpen as well.
Unbelievable how many players they have. But you know, this time of the year, you add a bunch of guys, maybe somebody wins a game for you.
Down and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Phillies, meanwhile, have added Jack Tashner. That's it so far.
Yeah, there'll be more coming, but there's Randy Wynn not playing tonight.
Different managers have different styles when it comes to September, and you know, whether they want more guys around the clubhouse vying for playing time. Holtz towards shortstop, could be two. J-Roll flips to second for one, over to first. That's a 6-4-3 double play. And Jay Happ, who gave up 2 base hits to begin the inning, he battles back and gets through the second. No runs, 1 hit, or 2 hits, 1 man left. We head to the bottom of the second, no score. Game 3 preview between the Giants and the Phillies, and also from the Meadowlands prior to the Eagles-Jets preseason matchup. Don't miss Daily News Live tomorrow at 5, only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Well, I'll tell you, that last inning just showed you why Jay Happ is what he is right now. He 2 on, a couple hits that dropped in front of outfielders. Then he goes 2-0 on Aaron Rowan, and he does not back off. He got that great face out there. He comes, bam, right back inside. Gets him to fly out, no movement on the bases, and then he stayed after Holtz inside, jammed him into a double play. And the more you watch Happ, the more impressive he is, Tom.
Well, that's the thing people have asked about him. When they come to Philadelphia or we go to their ballpark, well, what's this guy got? And the first thing I say, he's got unbelievable demeanor. Nothing rattles him.
No. And that was a perfect example. And I think he was a little ticked off about that he gave up those first couple hits. Carlos Ruiz kind of sensed it, went out and talked to him, and they got on the same page and got out of that inning.
Ryan Howard has the count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Ryan overall hitting .275 with 37 home runs and 112 runs batted in. He's on pace for 141 RBIs this season, which is just 8 behind his career high. He's also on pace, if you believe those projections, to hit 47 home runs this year. Now, that's not too much of a surprise.
Well, he loves these 2 months, August and September.
Down and away, 3-1. Well, last night he had the biggest hit of the night.
Yeah, he reached out and hit that ball by Garco, who was playing in. They brought the infield in the 4th inning last night, sensing what was going on out there, and he hit it by him. Philly should have had another run in that inning, but weren't able to produce it.
Opposite way, foul ball. 3-2.
All the people on the third base side cheer, and that ball leaves the bat because it doesn't look as foul as it does to the rest of the yard.
How about that, Wheels? Since the 13th of August, 30 RBIs in 18 games.
He has single-handedly won games for the Phillies and helped them get blow out to this lead where they are right now.
Pulls that one softly toward right field. Uribe throws out Howard. And 1 away here in the bottom of the second. You're a second baseman and you're playing that deep. you can't take your time with Ryan Howard because he runs, and once he gets rolling, he runs pretty good.
Yeah, they do have to hurry out there. See, it is, as Tom said, he got jammed a little bit on it, so he really didn't get out of the box. But Uribe had a little trouble on the transfer there, and then really had a fire.
One away. Here's Jason Worth. Jason in last night's ball game was 0 for 3 with an intentional walk. Overall on this homestand, he's 3 for 14, and you see his numbers. And it's 2-0.
Brian Penny's always pitched pretty well in this ballpark. He's had good success here. Unusual to see, but 321 right-handed hitters against him. Of course, that American League is just different. Those lineups are just loaded with bangers over there.
Well, he was chalking his struggles up to the fact that he was throwing against those American League lineups.
Yeah, they hit.
It was odd, though. There was a story that followed his arrival here in Philadelphia with the Giants that said, yeah, after this year, I might go back to the American League East. There's a strike on the outside corner. 3-1 to Jason. Raul Ibanez waits on deck. Off the end of the bat to left center field. That's it for a base hit. Rowan gets to it quickly. Worth the hold up at first. And the Phillies have their first base hit of the night. Single by Jason Worth. And that'll bring Raul Ibanez to the plate. Well, the Florida Marlins are locked in a difficult series with the Atlanta Braves right now, but every game the Phillies play against the Marlins is a big one. And there are 3 more here in Philadelphia to follow up the trip down to South Florida, beginning October 2nd, Friday night at 7:05. Also Saturday the 3rd at 7:05. There are tickets available. Log on to Phillies.com and make your purchase today. And you see the Braves lead the Marlins 2-0. Adam LaRoche, an RBI. Brian McCann has a sacrifice fly as well.
They didn't start that game last night till 10 o'clock. Wound up playing well after midnight, almost 1 o'clock, and the Braves prevailing 4-3.
So they've taken the first 2 games of that series.
And it's a 4-game series.
Oh, we mentioned the Marlins are 11 back in the loss column to the Phillies.
Boy, that happened fast.
That's why Charlie was saying today, when he was thinking about the number of games that were left for the Phillies. He said, well, this is game number 130, so we'll have 32 after this one. And he goes, I'm not saying anything's done yet, because a lot could change in a very short period of time.
No, he's not going to go there. We've been around this game too long, all the weird stuff that can happen.
Oh, 2 the count to Raul.
Magic numbers 1. You win that game that night, have some fun. And these guys know how to win. They certainly have proved that over the last few years. Oof.
Just missed. 1-2 the count.
Boy, Penny has a good fastball. He's consistently around 95.6. So 197. Bruce Bochy, an old catcher himself, controlling the running game there in the dugout with his catcher Whiteside.
Little number by Raul.
That great replay that you see over and over in the league championship series game with the Phillies and the Astros, when Pete Rose runs over a catcher.
That's the catcher.
That's Bochy. Now he ran over him because he got a short hop, and Bochy didn't have much time to get ready. But that's who was in that shot. You see it over and over in that unbelievable Saturday afternoon game before the Phillies then finally would win the next day and clinch.
Back toward the box. Penny's got it. To second for 1 and a double play. 1-6-3 goes the double play. The Phillies are retired here in the 2nd. They do get a base hit. We've played 2. We head to the 3rd here at Citizens Bank Park. question, and please submit your answer on the subject line. The question is, who are the only 4 pitchers in San Francisco Giants history to record 200 or more strikeouts in consecutive seasons? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. Now that one, ladies and gentlemen, is a difficult one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm getting killed today. Some of my friends, one of my old buddies, Lenny Savastio, I played baseball with for a long time, and he's all over me today. How could you not know Nolan Ryan? And he's right. I mean, I called myself a dope last night. What more can I do?
Well, you think Lenny would know that answer?
Yeah, if he had a Giants media guide or something.
All right, Lenny, no Giants media guide. You have to just email Wheels the answer. See if you can outsmart him.
Well, that was. I mean, how can you not talk about strikeouts and mention Nolan Ryan? Come on.
That's why I couldn't give you a hint.
I know. Gee.
1-1 the count to Eli Whiteside to begin the top of the 3rd. Off-speed pitch is outside. It's 2-1. Jay Happ has allowed 2 hits so far. Those 2 hits took place to start the top of the 2nd inning. Good pitch.
It's that changeup. Now, does the season have to be concluded and strike out 200 batters? For example, Tim Lincecum struck out 200, over 200 last year. He has over 200 this year.
You're okay with that?
So that works.
I'll give you a bell on that one.
Thank you.
Call strike 3.
I mean, that's a good point. If he hasn't technically ended the season, but he has struck out over 200.
You are okay with that answer, Will?
Here's a
3 more.
I think it's a changeup again. Well, he's really used his off-speed stuff. In fact, Charlie was talking about that the other day, how this guy's become a pitcher.
Yeah, it's almost as if he has done it in not the way you'd want somebody to do it here in the big leagues.
Yeah.
He had those pitches in the minors and they were good, but he's really, as the year has gone on, just gotten better and better, and as you said, has become a pitcher.
And you have to pitch Brad Penny like he's not a hitter, but you can't just throw him cookies, because Brad Penny's always been a pretty good hitter in this league. Look where his front foot is.
Foul tips that one into the glove of Ruiz, and it's 2 strikeouts in a row for Happ.
I mean, most pitchers want to get all the way in the back of the box and get as far away as possible. Penny, he's standing right up in the front, and he's hacking away.
And 2 outs, and Torres will wait for Penny to get back to the dugout. Torres grounded out to Jimmy his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Fastball up high, 1-0. There's been a lot of discussion about the National League Rookie of the Year award, and Jay still seems to be the front runner for that award. And why not, winning 10 games, an ERA of 2.63.
Yeah, and he got the shoot pulled on him last week. That looked like he was on his way to winning that game, and that's baseball. You never know. He had 2 outs and a runner on it. Garrett Jones, a left-handed hitter, up, and bang, home run. And you see the wins.
Tied with Randy Wells of the Cubs, who is, I don't want to say quietly 110, but Jay seems to be getting more of the publicity because it seems like his 10 wins have been, is it safe to say, a little stronger because the Phillies are in first place?
Yeah, I think, and I think the other thing is his name was out there so much, with the Holiday stuff and back, in the rotation after being in the bullpen. So he's been a story in Major League Baseball all year.
3-2 the count to Torres. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Ruiz. He has struck out the side here at the top of the 3rd inning. 3 strikeouts overall for Jay Happ, and he has found his slot once again. He certainly did in this inning. He got Whiteside looking, he got Petty swinging, and he got Torres swinging. Honda. You can depend on your Honda dealer for great leases and low financing. By AT&T, your world delivered. And by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is ready when you are. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Bottom of the third inning here at Citizens Bank Park. Gorgeous night for baseball. Phillies and the Giants scoreless. Seem to be writing the same kind of script that they wrote last night, as Pedro Feliz leads things off against Brad Penny. Pedro hitting .276 with 9 homers and 64 runs batted in. See, just 5 for 36 against Penny. And a lot of those at-bats came when Pedro was with the Giants and Penny was with the Dodgers. And he pops him up. Uribe, the second baseman, records the first out. Visit the official online shop of the Phillies at Phillies.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and much more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the Phillies.com shop. One away for Carlos. Carlos Ruiz is hitting .243, but he's 5 for 8 on this homestand. Got 8 home runs, 40 or 34 RBIs, and he takes one low. Brad Penny keeps shaking his head at Jerry Lane's strike zone.
Well, I mentioned that in the first inning. He's an umpire disagreeer with her.
Another pop up right side. Garco is there, and Uribe is going to let him take it. And 2 outs. So Penny has faced the minimum, although he's allowed a base hit. He got a double play to finish up the second inning. 2 away for Jay Happ. Jay 3 for 38 this year. And a fastball for strike one at 96 miles an hour.
Well, he's good tonight. Of course, the Phillies are not hitting. We mentioned that in the keys of the game tonight. And they've really been struggling offensively. But Penny's throwing well. He's still a lot of strikes.
Chopper, first base side. It's a fair ball right now, and it stays a fair ball. And Penny will take it to the bag unassisted. And it's a 1-2-3 third inning. So we're through the first 3 here at Philadelphia. Same story as last night. No score. Exclusive player reactions on Slow Toyota presents Phillies postgame live after the ball game, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Scoreless game as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Gary Matthews settles in, and Jay Happ will face Edgar Renteria, Pablo Sandoval, and Ryan Garco. 2, 3, and 4 for the Giants. Happ has retired the last 5 batters that he's faced and struck out the side to finish up the 3rd. And he delivers a fastball up high. Or I should say a changeup up high. It's 1-0. Renteria is coming off a pretty good month of August. He had 303 for the Giants. He had been struggling for a good portion of this season. Overall, his average is at 261. And he hits that one back through the middle, so he's got a base hit. It's his first hit in the series. And it's the 3rd hit overall for the Giants of the game. Well, before the ball game tonight, there was a presentation down on the field as Cole Hamels and his wife Heidi were honored. Ruben Amaro Jr., the Phillies general managers, to your left there. And Cole is going to be the Phillies nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award. Each team nominates a ball player who best represents not only the game of baseball, but also the community service as well. And Cole and his wife Heidi have done such great work since they came to Philadelphia. And it's nice to see Cole being honored for such a great award.
Well, I think you're right about that. You know, anytime, and these guys, as you know, Tom, they do a lot of work off the field, and they give back to the community, and they help each other out with different events that they would have. That's quite an honor for Cole Hamels to be nominated.
And the fans can vote for the person they think should win the overall Clemente Award, the National Roberto Clemente Award, by logging on to Chevy.com/Clemente. And here's hoping that Cole Hamels will be honored during the World Series for that award. 0-2 the count to Sandoval. Last year during the World Series, Albert Pujols was honored for that award. And Sarge, the Pandas have found their way to Philadelphia.
Yeah, they have, and they like rooting for their favorite player, Sandoval, nicknamed Panda Bear.
The Kung Fu Panda. He was nicknamed that by Barry Zito last year when he came into home plate on a base hit and did a dance move that looked an awful lot like the cartoon, the Disney cartoon movie, the Kung Fu Panda. You saw that movie, that panda was dancing all over the place, and that's what they thought Pablo Sandoval was doing.
Well, this guy likes to swing, and doesn't matter whether or not it's hard, soft. He's up there hacking.
There's Barry Zito. He has pitched very well for the Giants. And he's a character in his own right. Made a caricature out of Pablo Sandoval. Opposite way, Jason Worth on the run. 1 away here in the 4th inning. Well, there is Pablo Sandoval. He's doing a little Kung Fu Panda dancing before the ball game. It is Goya Latino night here at the ballpark. Sandoval and Uribe were doing some dancing to the dugout. Pablo carried it over, Sarge, to the playing field.
Yeah, I think that's what they call that, the merengue.
Merengue?
Something like that. You know, it does look a little like the cha-cha, you know, but he's a happy-go-lucky guy. And when you're hitting as high as you are, you have a reason to be happy.
Ryan Garco takes a strike. Garco singled his first time up. Garco, as we mentioned it, has not hit all that well since coming over to the Giants. His average of 236. He's down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. And you know, we've seen the success that Cliff Lee has had, Sarge, coming from the American League to the National League. you would think that the hitters would have the same kind of success as, let's say, a Cliff Lee, but it hasn't really come that easy for Garko.
I think it would be easier pitching to be able to hit in the National League compared to the American League, and you're right, he should be doing a little bit better.
Well, he's down on strikes. That's the 4th strikeout for Happ. 2 outs here at the top of the 4th inning. Here's Uribe, who singled his first time up.
This is just a fastball that's going to be up and out of the zone there a little bit. Like it might have been a strike. He came off the ball.
Off the end of the bat, another base hit for Uribe. Second hit of the inning for the Giants. They have 4 overall, and Renteria stops at second.
Yeah, Uribe's hit all fastballs. You might want to try and soften him up a little bit. He's a guy that you can expand the zone, meaning not throwing a strike to be able to get him out. He usually will swing.
Rowan flied out to Victorino, his only time up. 0 for 1, 0 for 4 in the series. Aaron Rowan had 2 very good years here in Philadelphia, and he won over the fans almost from day one.
Yeah, he has that toughness about him that the fans like, and he brought that over to this club.
That's a heck of a play right there by that young man.
That's why you bring your glove. Why not me? But he's always played with a lot of toughness in Aaron Rowan. Not afraid to give his body up to catch balls, to try and save some runs on a pitcher. Has an unorthodox type of stance, one that you would not teach, but it has worked for Aaron Rowan. Now, the one thing he does do, though, he'll get back into the hitting zone. It doesn't matter where you start, is where you finish is most important. That's being able to drive that ball that's out in front.
They went upstairs again. It's 1-2 to Rowan.
Like I said yesterday, Cole Hamels was just about almost unhittable. Said one of the few times he just had to really tip his hat to a pitcher that pitched the way that Cole pitched. Says he doesn't understand how he hasn't won more games with the way that he pitched, and it's simple. Hasn't been pitching like that.
Well, he has thrown 19 straight scoreless innings, counting last night, and it looks like he's well on his way to clearing a brand new path here in the month of September.
Yeah, well, the game he did pitch against Pittsburgh there was, I thought, vintage. And the game last night that he pitched, he had everything going. Change-ups, first pitch, fastball, first pitch. And he said the key was getting ahead.
On the hands, a one-hopper toward J-Roll. He's got it on the outfield grass, and the inning is over. Tougher play than it may have looked, and Happ strands 2 here in the 4th inning. Well, it's Latino night here at the ballpark. Pablo Sandoval's into it. Wheels is into it as well, and so are the dancers down on the field. Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF-NOW. By Ford Fusion Hybrid, the most fuel-efficient midsize. Drive one today. And by Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phillies. Roberto Clemente Day, September 2nd, 2009. And this is the day around baseball where all of the nominees for the Roberto Clemente Award are honored prior to the start of the ball game in their home park, as Cole Hamels was tonight. Roberto Clemente was such a tremendous humanitarian, and his number 21 is a coveted number for all natives of Puerto Rico, all players from Puerto Rico. And guys go out of their way to try to wear that number, like Carlos Delgado for the Mets, and the list goes on and on. He was a great player, a Hall of Famer, 3,000 hits, and the fact that at least once a year Major League Baseball can recognize what he did on and off the field, it's just great for the game. Well,
what a great player, and also doing a lot for his fellow countrymen.
Jimmy Rollins is going to be aboard to start this fourth inning for the Phillies. A leadoff single.
Well, you look at Brad Penny throws. This guy's still throwing hard. He's got the ball up to 97. You know, that's one heck of a pickup for the Giants, providing that his arm isn't hurt. And your arm doesn't hurt when you're throwing 97. You know, he might have ran into some bad luck. Just didn't pitch very well. And you see what happened to Smoltz after he got released. He's making a home with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Victorino struck out his first time up in the count, no balls and one strike. Penny, when he was with the Dodgers, won 16 games 2 different years, and during one of those seasons in 2006 at the All-Star break, he had 10 wins, and he was given the great distinction of starting for the National League in the All-Star game in Pittsburgh. I mean, that's a pretty good feather in any pitcher's cap. And you see his overall career numbers: 101 wins and an ERA of just over 4.
ERA a little bit high with those victories, more victories than losses. But he's a power pitcher, meaning that you're going to get a lot more fastballs. He's around the plate.
There's a pop-up right side. Uribe calls everybody off, and that's the first out of the inning. So 1 out, Jimmy still at first. Earlier today, Shane Victorino and his fiancee Melissa Smith, and there's Erin Romero, J.C. Romero's wife. There's Melissa. They were at the Phillies Ford Howe Center in South Philadelphia, and they not only watched Shane sign autographs, but also the kids there got a free pair of shoes and a Phillies book bag just for the start of the new school season. They also got some pizza. And of course, they got Shane's autograph. Shane does an awful lot of work in the community. You saw Erin Romero and Melissa, Shane's fiance. The Phillies' wives do great work in the community as well. And that's a great event. And, you know, good for Shane for getting out there the way he does.
Yeah, well, the Phillies, they do. They have a good core of players that really don't mind giving back. And they give a lot of time to the community doing different things. And again, like I said earlier, they support each other with the events that they have. Chase Utley's having an event, then you'll see Ryan Howard there, J. Rowe, and Jamie Moyer, and all of his teammates. And they know how important it is to give back.
Brad Penny shaking off. He's nodding up and down. He's shaking his head back and forth. And he wants Eli Whiteside to go through the signs once again. Well, yesterday you were out with Jimmy Rollins at a hospital here in Philadelphia, weren't you?
Yeah, well, we went out and ended up visiting Laura. I believe her last name was Beckwith.
towards second base. Off the mound, could be two. Renteria will throw out Utley, and that mound really helped out Brad Penny on that 4-6-3 double play. So again, he has faced the minimum through 4. He's allowed a couple. Run came in the 4th inning on an RBI double by Ryan Howard. Now tonight we go to the 5th inning. No score. And Jay Happ will face the bottom third of the order for the Giants. And Shearholtz starts it off with a liner down the right field line. He's around first, heading to second base. And he's going to be there standing with a leadoff double. 17th double of the year for Shearholtz. And it's the 5th hit overall given up by Jay Happ. Shearholtz had been mired in a 1-for-23 slump, but he gets a base hit there, and he's in scoring position.
See exactly where the breaking ball, as it stays out over the plate. He goes over and hooks that ball into the corner. Good job by Jason Worth getting the ball to Utley. Automatic double when the ball goes down the line.
Well, here's Eli Whiteside. Whiteside struck out looking his first time up. One of 4 strikeouts for Happ in tonight's game. Starts him off with a changeup. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Giants are used to these low scoring games. Last night was their 51st game in which they have scored 2 runs or less. In this day and age in Major League Baseball, stars, that's a lot of games to score only 2 runs or less.
Yeah, this shows you why they are in it. It's simply because of their pitching period. Yeah, they have some guys that are doing some damage. Sandoval for one, he's having a real good year, but for the most part, I'm sure they're looking for another couple of hitters to go into this lineup. Get another couple of hitters that can drive in runs, 80 or more. They're going to be real tough in that West. The pitching has kept them right in there, and they have some guys that can throw the ball.
1-2 the count to Whiteside. Yeah, their team ERA 3.53, which in this day and age is pretty good.
Sanchez last night, I mean, it shows you what kind of pitcher he was. It was almost pitch for pitch with Cole Hamels. Hamels just outdueled him. Sanchez was ticketed to go to the minor leagues right before he went through that no-hitter. If you take a look now at those current rankings.
Yeah, 3.53 ERA, second best, and a lot of it's because of Tim Lincecum and Matt Cain. See Lincecum in his locks right there. And he'll pitch tomorrow night for the Giants. 2-2 the count to Whiteside. And he got him. Swinging on a high fastball. 5 strikeouts now for Happ. And that's a big one with a runner in scoring position.
Well, what a weapon to have when you have a runner on base, to be able to strike that hitter out with a good pitch. Really good movement on that ball. Again, you do like the demeanor there on Mr. J.A. Happ.
Brad Penny up there to square. Slug bunt, and he hits it foul. A nice catch by a fan in the Hall of Fame club. There were 3 hands vying for that baseball, and the one with the glove on the right hand was the one that won the prize.
Well, you saw Penny there. He kind of just squared around, and then he went to the slug bunt. And when you do that, you want to bring those infielders in a little bit. It's more conventional now in his batting stance. But anytime you bring that bat up, you got to have those infielders start to move. He's just trying to hit that ball on the ground anywhere, hoping that he got it through the hole.
At the knees on the outside corner. 1-2 the count to Penny. Brad Penny made himself into a good hitting pitcher when he was with the Dodgers. I mean, he really started to evolve. In fact, there was one year he was hitting well over 200 for a good portion of the season for the Dodgers in 2006. Gets a piece of that one, and he remains alive.
A pitcher hitting 200 or better, you consider that excellent in the major leagues.
This is only his 7th at bat this year. He's 0 for 6. Counting the strikeout his first time up.
I'm sure he's glad to be back in the National League. Got beat up a little bit in that American League.
It was awfully close.
See exactly where the ball is there. A little bit outside. He's taking a healthy cut. That's why a lot of times too, if you throw him a breaking ball, make sure it's out of the zone. See, it's coming through there. He's a big guy. Evidently, the way that he throws the ball hard.
Stays alive again. He got a piece of that. And it's back into the seats. So the count remains 2-2. And Carlos Ruiz is going to walk this ball, or trot this ball out to the mound. Monday, September 28th at 7:05. That's the final Hatfield Dollar Dog Night here at the ballpark. It's the first of a 4-game series against the Houston Astros. All 4 games begin at 7:05. For your tickets, not only for that 4-game set, but also for the remaining games in September, log on to Phillies.com. After a quick meeting on the mound, the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ruiz is back behind the plate. Penny stays alive with another foul ball. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Marlins have tied up the Braves 2-2. The game's in the bottom of the 3rd. Ross Glode has 2 hits. He has scored 1 of the 2 runs. Braves have won the first 2 games of the series against the Marlins. So they're going to go away with this 9th pitch of the at-bat. And it's a swing and a miss and a slider. Penny will draw the throw to first. And that is the 6th strikeout for Jay Happ. And still at second base is Nate Shearholtz, who led off this inning with a double.
Oh, there's that old equalizer. That breaking ball. And watch how Ruiz blocks the ball. Now, he wasn't even trying to catch it. Just keeping the ball out in front, confident with his arm that he's able to throw the ball there. A lot of times you try and catch it, it'll get right through the 5-hole. He got down and just blocked it, make sure it didn't go through.
So Happ needs just one more out to get out of this jam here in the top of the 5th inning. Andres Torres 0 for 2. He's grounded to shortstop. He is struck out. And that one inside. It looked like it got away from Happ. And it's 1-0, and another good block by Carlos.
Indication of how quick Carlos Ruiz moves behind the plate. And he is one of those catchers, more defense than offense, although he should be a better offensive player.
Saw those numbers by Jay Happ. This is where he has really shined this year with runners in scoring position. And he is shining right here. The opposition hitting under 120 against him with runners in scoring position.
Wow, let's get the job done.
Three and 0 the count. And Renteria waits on deck. Schierholtz leads off second base.
That's when this hitter is looking fastball all the way. So you have the count in your favor. Count 3-1. I thought he hit that almost off his foot. But that was a fastball, and a fastball that was down and in.
He's worked the count back full, 3-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. That little guy wants another out. Line drive, foul. Just dropped the head on that one and pulled it.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. You just drop the bat almost right down on it. A lot of times that's what you see with those left-handed hitters. Now watch how he drops the bat. Just drop that bat right down and not using a lot of body on that at all.
Opposite way, another foul ball.
But you notice though, when the ball is up, didn't have as good a swing on it. Late on that fastball, and the other ball, he was just a little maybe ahead of it.
Jay Happ, you saw his pitch count up to 80. He has thrown 22 pitches in this inning alone.
Well, he's got a lot of balls fouled off. And
yep.
Penny's doing a good job of doing that.
Yeah, Penny's at bat was 10 pitches alone. Another liner foul. Torres is putting together a good at-bat here.
Yeah, and then those are all fastballs. Again, if he's able to drop that changeup or breaking ball over, I think he might have a chance to get him. J.A., however, not wanting to walk him in this situation. So I'd have a lot of confidence when you throw that pitch, 3-2.
Ninth pitch of this at-bat coming against Torres. Back toward the middle. That's going to sneak into center field, a base hit. Around third, heading for home is Schierholtz, and the Giants lead it 1-0. An RBI for Torres, his 14th of the year. And Schierholtz being congratulated as he goes back to the dugout.
Well, he had a great at bat, fouling off pitches after pitches, even though this is a good pitch. You can see it's another fastball right up the middle. Seems to handle the ball down a lot better than the ball that's up in the zone.
Sarge, you're talking about the ball up in the zone as Renteria stands in 1 for 2. Jay Happ has a lot of strikeouts and a lot of outs this year on that fastball up. As a hitter, why is it so tough to hold up on it?
Well, because it looks so big when it's coming in at the plate. You can see the ball a lot better when it's up and in the zone when they're throwing up. That's why guys will chase that ball that's up. And they know if you catch up to it, that ball goes a long way. The ball that's down, sometimes you don't know whether it's too low or not, unless you are a low ball hitter and you really like to hit the ball that's down.
Line drive right at Chase Utley, and the inning is over. But the Giants do score a run on the RBI single by Torres. We've played 4.5. The big boy. It comes from Charlie Manuel on the Giants. They have a bunch of young players that have a lot of energy, who love playing and are trying to make a career for themselves. And they play pretty hard. And that right there counts a whole lot. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 800-947-AUTO. Well, Charlie's going to try to change his team's luck. He goes to the top step of that dugout. And Ryan Howard lines the first pitch to center. And he's aboard to start this home fifth inning. Sarge, we showed the near full moon last night, and it's pretty close to a full moon tonight, if not full. And I'm not totally sure if it is a full moon or not. But how about this? We think here in the broadcast booth and down in the control room that this is Jupiter.
Wow.
Is that an unbelievable shot or what? I mean, look at well, we think those are moons around it.
No, the rings that they have.
No, that would be Saturn.
Rings?
That would be Saturn.
Well, I'm just looking at the rings. Okay? You can call the planet whichever one you want. I'm checking out the rings.
I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen any other planet that close before. I mean, that's a beautiful shot, isn't it?
It was.
We need an astronomer or something. We need somebody to let us know if that.
Well, there's one guy that would be able to do that, and that is Jim Jackson. He would know exactly what that would be. Have you ever talked to Jim about any weather stuff or any planets?
Not planets, no.
Oh, well, guarantee if you ask him, he'll let you know.
3-0 the count to Jason Worth with nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Phillies trail it 1-0, trying to get something rolling offensively.
Charlie's going to let him swing 3-0. He does. It just got to be right down the middle.
Ball 4. And the Phillies have the first two batters aboard here in the fifth inning. That's the first walk issued by Brad Penny. And here's Raul Ibanez. And boy, is Raul due.
I tell you, I mean, sometimes as a hitter, you're not really swinging the bat the way that you normally would swing it. You know, it's not a bad idea if you can, but to be able to lay one down. But again, he is a guy that drives in runs. 27 home runs today, trying to get that bat head started.
And he takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike one. That's not the pitch he wanted there.
Typical slump, though. I mean, when you take a pitch right on the black, maybe that ball looked to be a little down. That's not a ball, though, you want to swing at. Like that ball to be up a little bit for him.
And he's down 0-2, and he may have just missed that pitch.
A little bit late on that pitch. Well, that's a ball that we've seen him take out of the ballpark, or just be able to hit it hard. Not necessarily hitting a home run. He's just trying to really drive the ball and make solid contact. When you're not hitting a lot of times, your mind plays games with you.
There were a lot of players today out taking early hitting for the Phillies, and it happens quite often. And Raul was one of those guys. If hard work was a remedy to getting out of a slump, well, then he would never get into one.
Yeah, well, sometimes you work hard, and then sometimes after you've done that work, you kind of back off a little bit.
1-2 the count.
This guy's still throwing the ball hard. No, he didn't pitch very well in the American League. Doesn't mean he's not a good pitcher. I think if you talk to a lot of the Phillies hitters, they would say just that. But this guy still has good stuff.
Checked his swing. They appeal. No swing, says Chris Guccione. And it's 2-2.
Boy, as a hitter, you're just holding your breath, hoping that you don't get that right hand coming up. Yeah, you went.
Ball 3. So the count is full to Ibanez with runners on first and second and nobody out. Pedro Feliz is on deck. Phillies trying to put together a big inning here against Brad Penny. Charlie Manuel changed his location to start this inning, hoping to change his offense's luck. Let's see if it's going to pay off. It has so far. And Raul sends it in the air toward left field. Moving back is Torres to the wall, and he makes the grab 2 steps from the wall. Back to second goes Howard. Over to first goes Worth. 1 away.
Well, much better swing. Because if he gets it and gets it right, it's going to go out of the ballpark. Well, everybody, a much better swing than what he has been doing on that. See exactly where the pitch is, and that ball is up. He thought maybe he might have got that, but Torres with good speed running that ball down.
I thought it might stay in the park. I thought it was going to slice away from Torres enough to maybe drive in a run.
It seems how he ran that ball down. He caught up with it. He got a good jump on the ball. They're playing him that way anyway because he hasn't been pulling a lot of balls.
A breaking ball in there for Feliz, and the count 0-1. Pedro popped out to second his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Phillies trail at 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Toward the hole at shortstop. Sandoval has it. Flips to second for 1. That's all they'll get. That's a pretty good play by Sandoval. Sore calf and all.
Well, if that ball can get through at Sandoval, don't think that Renteria shortstop is going to have a play, even on Feliz. Good play by Sandoval as he almost kind of snow cones out right at the last minute there. He gets it. Word's coming in as he usually does to break up that double play. Take another look at it. Right there on the webbing. He gives a soft toss. He knows he doesn't have a chance for a double play.
So Jason did his job trying to break up that double play. Now Carlos Ruiz looking for a clutch 2-out base hit.
Well, you can see how important it is with nobody out to be able to get that runner over. If it happens the same identical way, Bills are able to have a run. But the runner was not advanced.
How about Carlos with 2 outs and runners in scoring position? Those are some pretty good numbers for the number 8 batter.
Real good numbers. Most of the time, the pitcher is behind him when he's hitting. Usually hits eighth in the lineup.
That one drops it for a strike, 2-1.
You can afford to do that, especially with Hat behind him, so he didn't want to just throw him a fastball. 2-0. Ruiz, a fastball hitter.
Towards shortstop, Renteria has got it, and Brad Penny works out of this jam in the bottom of the 5th inning. Phillies strand 2. We've completed 5. We head to the 6th. It'll be Sandoval, Garco, and night after night, carrying the Phillies offense to October. His 11 home runs and 3 multi-home run games in August punched the vote for his Player of the Week honors. And it is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, Ryan Howard of the Phillies offense trying to get something going tonight against Brad Penny. Ryan had a leadoff single in the bottom of the 5th inning, but he was stranded at second base. So now as we begin the top of the 6th, Pablo Sandoval will lead it off for the Giants. Sandoval's 0 for 2. He has flied to right twice. As the Giants lead it 1-0 thanks to an RBI single by Andres Torres in the top of the 5th. And Sandoval swings at the first pitch and he smokes it to straightaway center. And Shane Victorino not only read it beautifully, but got a great jump overall for the first out.
Oh, he really did, and that ball had some sound coming off of Sandoval's bat there. Bochy had talked about, hey, he maybe needs to lose a little bit of pounds, and he started losing weight, and then he stopped hitting. Bochy told him to start eating again, and said to work on the weight in the offseason. Well, he was riding the bike, and basically what happened, he was just getting a little bit too weak.
He's a good player, boy.
I'll say.
Here's Garco, and he takes one low. Garco is singled. He's also struck out tonight. 1 for 2. Pop up left side. Feliz will give it a look, but that's going to be back into the seat. So 3-1 the count. Garco gets the green light with the count 3-0.
Yeah, well, they have the lead, and Bochy knows he could hit that ball out of the ballpark, hoping that he would get a fastball. He did, just not making solid contact.
Now, Sarge, we believe we have been given confirmation that that is indeed Jupiter. In fact, according to reports, as Garco fouls another pitch off, according to reports, the moon will be full on Friday, but that Jupiter is in the neighborhood. That is a beautiful shot.
Sure is.
See that little dot down at 7 and 8 on your dial. Those are two different moons that are next to Jupiter. They're stacked behind each other. And to the right, at let's say 1 o'clock, is Io. 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. So that's pretty impressive.
That's pretty impressive what you're saying, too, by the way.
Well, Garco walks with 1 out here in the 6th inning. And here's Uribe, and he takes a healthy swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1. Uribe has singled twice. And his average up to 277. That walk by Happ, by the way, is the first one he's given up in tonight's game.
Yeah, this, not on his game the way that we've seen with those, first pitch strikes and then being able to expand that zone. Uribe, he's a free swinger.
In the air to left field. That's well hit. And the Giants' lead is now going to be 3. That's a long one for Uribe. 2-run shot, 9th of the year. And the Giants lead it 3-0 here in the top of the 6th inning.
Well, that was 1-ball, 2-strike count there, and he did flash down breaking ball, and I thought what Happ tried to do, get it on the outside corner for a strike. For me, on Uribe, a 3-hit game there. Look how he just rolled that ball, and it was just up in the zone. You want to get him out, you throw that hard breaking ball there in the dirt, you'll get him as he knows it's gone. See him and Sandoval happy about that.
Well, Rowan follows with a long ball of his own, deep to left, and that one is gone. Back-to-back home runs for Uribe and Rowans. And it's now 4-0 Giants. 13th home run of the year for Rowan. And the Giants fans are making sure they take a picture of this one because they don't score a lot of runs that often, and they've scored 4 in this game.
See where this pitch is, fastball probably right down the middle, and it is. Look at exactly where his eyes are. That is a classic swing, hitting against that front leg, ball going out of the ballpark.
And Rich Doobie out to the mound. He's got bullpen action behind Jay Happ. So Rowan with his 5th home run against the Phillies during his career.
That's a good example of looking at where he started and where he ended. That's where all good hitters want to end when they hit the ball, hitting against that front foot. And when you do and you make solid contact, hard to keep the ball in the ballpark. Uribe hit a breaking ball, and Rowan hit a fastball.
A lot of times this year, 4 runs has not been that big of a deal.
Never worried about it
right
early on. But then that's when you had Ibanez hitting the ball the way that he was capable, even better than what he was capable of. I mean, just getting off to such a terrific start, knowing that he wasn't going to keep that pace up, but he's got to start to drive in more runs because he's the guy that should be able to get those runs in with 2 outs in clutch situations. He's done that throughout his career.
Shearholtz doubled his last time up and scored the first run for the Giants. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes to him here in the 6th. That hit for Rowan was his first in 6 at-bats in this series against the Phillies. And you see Happ is about to throw his 100th pitch of the night. And he got Shearholtz. 7th strikeout for Jay Happ. And 2 away. We have to go all the way back to the 24th of July. The last time Jay Happ gave up gave up this many runs in a game. He gave up 5 against the Cardinals. That was an 8-1 loss. He allowed 5 runs on 10 hits in 6 innings. I mean, that's how good he has been.
Oh, he's been just terrific. I think if he had to do it all over again in this game, he wouldn't mind throwing Uribe a curveball, but that ball was just hung up there where it stopped, almost as if you're soft tossing, if you will, to a hitter.
Off the end of the bat, Whiteside skies it to shallow left center. Jimmy is back, and the inning is over. But the damage is done for the Giants. They hit 2 home runs. A 2-run shot by Uribe. It got the ball rolling for San Francisco in the inning, and then right away, Aaron Rowan followed with a solo shot. But WB Mason for amazingly low office product prices. By Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is ready when you are. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag It's on. And by McDonald's, introducing new Angus burgers made with juicy 100% Angus beef, available with premium toppings in 3 varieties for just $3.99. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Well, here at the ballpark, the Phillies trail at 4-0, and Bruce Bochy is going to make a defensive adjustment over at first base. Travis Ishikawa, a better defensive player than Ryan Garko, comes into play first. And he will bat in Garko's spot, the cleanup spot. And Jay Happ's night is done. He's going to be pinch hit for here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jay's allowed 4 runs through 6 innings, 2 home runs. And Miguel Cairo is going to pitch hit for him to start this 6th.
Yeah, I think Jay Happ in throwing here tonight probably felt he did have good stuff. And he did. Made a couple of mistakes. Giant hitters, and not accustomed to scoring runs, ended up getting 4 runs off of it.
The other thing they weren't accustomed to or weren't sure of was how far Brad Penny would go in tonight's game. Bruce Bochy said it would be great if he went 5. Anything more than that, we would be very happy. Well, he's got a 4-0 lead, and I would think being very happy because Penny starts the 6th against Cairo.
This guy came in and was just really a situation, and probably like Smoltz, where things didn't go well for him. Both guys were put on waivers. Giants picking up Penny and already have a pretty strong pitching staff.
Toward shortstop, hits sharply, but Renteria throws out Cairo. Hey, if you're looking to host a special event outside of the baseball season, well, Citizens Bank Park might be the perfect spot for you to do so. Call 215-218-5100 or log on to Phillies.com/special events. You can use the ballpark for your next corporate or social event. There's some great spots that you can capitalize on. Again, log on to Phillies.com/special events. Here's Jimmy. He's 1 for 2. Singled his last time up. And he takes a fastball for a strike. Jimmy is just 3 for his last 18. But Sarge, this stretch, this little scuffle that he's in, nothing like the first half of the year.
Oh, no, because he's making solid contact, throwing in a few hits, you know, and not popping a lot of balls up.
Breaks his bat, but he's going to get a base hit on that one. It's his 2nd hit of the night. That's what you're talking about?
Exactly. I mean, again, even though he ended up breaking the bat, he did have his bat's going through the zone the way that he would like it to. Earlier in the season, it wasn't doing that. He was experimenting with different stance. You can see here, gets the foot down. See how he hits that, almost doesn't follow through. He just keeps that bat right there. Usually you go on and follow through, and he didn't, only because that bat was broken.
He's bored with 1 out. Here's Victorino 0 for 2. That almost looked like a cutter from Brad Penny, the way it moved late.
And he has been throwing cutters. You're right about that.
Jeremy Affeldt up and loosening in the pen for the Giants.
Bochy not wanting this game here to get away. And it does start at the top there for the fighting fields. You get Victorino on and J-Ro on, and they're running like they can. Just gives the 3, 4, 5 hitters that much more opportunities to drive in runs. And they got to string hits together. You know, 2, 3 hits together at a time with a walk, maybe a bomb.
Chopper right side. Uribe is going to have 1 play. And he retires Victorino. Up to 2nd goes Rollins. So Jimmy's in scoring position. 2 outs. As he and Renteria have a conversation. When Jimmy originally signed his current contract with the Phillies, Renteria had just signed a contract as well. Shortstops around the league you know, the dollars that they were getting, they were kind of changing. You know, these two guys, you know, one contract kind of fed off the other. And Jimmy certainly has been worth his weight in gold with the way he's played, and Renteria's bounced around.
Well, Renteria, I mean, he's still a solid shortstop. Not like he was, though, in the past. He's slowed down some, but still, he's still a shortstop that can make the plays. Doesn't hit as well as he used to. I mean, this guy was clutch just about every time you saw him with a runner in scoring position. Mike Fields needs to get a run some kind of way here, being able to drive J-Row in from second base. And they usually make some kind of a run, but you just don't want to be too far down when you do it.
In the air to left field. Backing up is Torres. He has room. And the inning is over. So Jimmy is stranded at second. Phillies go down here in the sixth. We've played six. We'll have a new pitcher as we go to the top of the seventh.
Wow, what a night. Boy, what a beautiful moonlit night here. Unfortunately, game's not going so hot for the Phillies as the Giants, who don't hit a whole lot of home runs, but they jumped on it for back-to-backers there with Uribe and Rowan in the 3-run 6th inning. Knocked in a run by Torres, who had a great at-bat in the 5th inning. And Brad Penny, well, what you say, Tom? They hoped he could go 5. If he went 6, that would be wonderful. Well, he did all that.
Yeah, he's going to wind up going 7 because he leads things off against Chad Durbin, the new pitcher for the Phillies. 49th game for Durbin. And Penny lines the first pitch foul as it takes a hop off that half wall. Chad, an ERA of 5.17. He has 51 strikeouts and 54 innings of work. And yeah, I think this is far more than the Giants ever anticipated from Brad Penny.
Well, he gave Happ a tremendous at bat his last time up. Really helped run his pitch count up.
And he hits that one in the air to left center field. That's deep into the alleyway. Victorino closing quickly. So is Ibanez, and Raul gets there for the first out.
Yeah, I don't think in their wildest dreams they thought that Brad Penny pitched in the 7th inning tonight. But we mentioned at the beginning of the game and the keys of the game, the Phillies are not hitting, and they have not been hitting. Now, you know, they've been winning some games. In fact, Ryan Howard basically single-handedly has been winning a lot of games. They're hitting some home runs, but for the most part, they're not swinging the bat through the lineup. And, you know, a team like the Giants with good pitching, they can expose that a little bit.
Well, with the 4 hits the Phillies have tonight, they have 39 hits on this homestand as Torres bunts the first pitch foul. They're hitting around 260 as a team, but tonight Brad Penny has kind of neutralized them. And he's worked out of some jams too.
You think how they won the game on Sunday? I mean, they played great defense, and Garrett Anderson didn't catch a ball in left field. It was a double, but it should have been caught. So it's just been a little bit of a struggle now. There's Penny, but Phillies, they are streaky like a lot of teams are as far as offense goes, and their pitching has been tremendous and has held them in games, and they've been able to win some low-scoring games.
1-1 the count to Torres, who's 1 for 3. Pops the pitch up, foul. Did you like that shot of Jupiter that we had?
Unbelievable. Well, I get a lot of that. I get a lot of that at home because Renee, the astronomer, knows all that stuff.
And she was one of the folks that confirmed that was indeed Jupiter.
Yeah.
Derek Pitts, who's the chief astronomer here in town at the Franklin Museum, where the Galileo exhibit currently is. He has confirmed that is Jupiter as well.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind.
Got some moons around it too.
Oh yeah.
3-2 the count.
Good stuff. Very educational here on this telecast.
We were kind of stunned when we stumbled upon it. Outside ball 4, Torres with a 1-out walk. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com.
Well, they're having trouble struggling tonight, and they're going to face a guy tomorrow night who really isn't a slump buster.
Yeah, Tim Lincecum will start tomorrow against Pedro Martinez here at the ballpark. Final game in this homestand before the Phillies hit the road. There is Lincecum.
He is nothing but entertaining, that's for sure. So talented, and just if you've never seen him, tune in because he is really amazing.
He nearly picked Torres off at first. Durbin's made 2 good throws over to the bag.
This real good quick move, like a little step off move, and Torres shoots that hand to the back of the bag. Looked like he just got back.
Renteria takes one inside. Well, it has not been often that the Phillies bullpen has come in the 7th inning of games lately. That's how good the starters have been. Last night, Cole Hamels, the complete game. Sunday night, Joe Blanton was just, he was dazzling against the Braves.
And you got the feeling that if he hadn't given up those 3 runs, Happ hadn't given up those 3 runs, he was going to probably stay in the game.
Yep.
Because nobody was up.
There's Joe. Cole Hamels last night, that complete game, 2-hitter. This staff has really taken shape, boy, as the years moved on. Back towards shortstop. This could be 2. Jimmy's going to take it to the bag himself. It is 2. And Chad Durbin gets through this 7th inning. Nice play by J-Ro. Continues to flip some leather over at shortstop. Quiz answer. Here we go, Wheels. Who are the only 4 pitchers in San Francisco Giants history to record 200 or more strikeouts in consecutive seasons? You've written this down?
Well, no, I wrote a lot of names down.
All right.
I'm going to guess a few because, well, you know, you're talking guys like Marichal, Perry. The greatest Giant of all is Christy Mathewson. You got
that was New York, though. San Francisco.
Well, I wrote some more down.
Okay.
I wrote down John Montefusco.
No.
Darn.
Well, you had Lidscomb, you had Marichal, and you had Gaylord Perry. You're missing one.
No, that's not bad so far.
Jason Schmidt is your 4.
Jason Schmidt, yeah, he had some really good years for them. And a lot of strikeouts.
Really hasn't had many good years since.
So Christy Mathewson doesn't count, even though he's the greatest Giant pitcher of all time.
Now, if we said which former Giant player has a football field named after him, then it would be Christy Mathewson.
Is that right?
Yeah, Bucknell.
I didn't know that. Thank you.
1 ball and 1 strike the count to Ryan Howard. You can log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing. Dodge Stump the Fans.
I told you, this is just so educational here. I know I'm overwhelmed every night by it.
Ryan singled his last time up, grounded out to second his first time up. We mentioned before about the Phillies offense and how they've struggled on this homestand. Overall, the Phillies average on the homestand, not that bad. I mean, it's 264, a little bit better than their season average. And Ryan is struck out looking 95 on the inside part of the plate.
Boy, Penny's been unbelievable tonight. You know, combinations we talk about. You see Penny, you know, Phillies used to go through this with him when you know, him and Beckett and all those guys were with Florida. What he did there, he's turning around and telling his infielders or himself, whoever you want to say, that what's this guy complaining about? That was a strike, he said, sort of, kind of what he said.
In his own way.
Right. You know, like sit down, that was a strike. But that's Penny. You know, he's demonstrative, always has been.
Jason Worth in the air to right center field. Rowan calls everybody off and makes the catch. 2 away. Hey, 2010 is right around the corner. Don't be shut out of the games that you want to see. The Phillies are taking full and partial ticket plan deposits for 2010. Call 215-463-5000 or log on to Phillies.com. The Dodgers became the first team in the National League to go over 3 million fans the other day. Well, the Phillies are well on their way. And that youngster has got many more Phillies games to see in his future. As Raul Ibanez bats with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Raul's 0 for 2. And the third base umpire, Chris Guccione, says that Raul went around on that pitch. Kind of overthrew that one.
Yeah, now he wants another ball.
Think he's going to yell at the ball?
Well, you know, you've seen a lot of him. You know, I can't imagine what happened to him over that American League this year that he got hit that hard. This guy's a pretty good pitcher and has been, at least in the National League.
Distribution of outs for Penny, just 2 strikeouts. He has 91 strikeouts this year in 138 2/3 innings. And Raul swats it toward first. Ishikawa has it. Take it to the bag himself. Brad Penny has given the Giants more than they could have ever imagined tonight. 7 scoreless innings. We head to the 8th. Giants lead. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Here's Pablo Sandoval batting from the left side for the first time tonight. And he almost spun himself down on that first swing from Chad Durbin.
It was a changeup, you know, and he's going to swing hard at a first ball fastball. This guy's funny to watch.
Takes one outside, 1-1.
He got a lot of hot dog in him, and it's a big man too. But he's probably, if he's on your team, he's probably pretty entertaining.
He's got those panda masks sprinkled all around the National League. That one hurt his calf right there. He was walking around in a boot the last couple of days. I saw him walking outside the ballpark last night in one of those boots in his right leg because he's got that sore right calf. And they just figured yesterday after the off day on Monday that it would help him to just have another day off. On the hands, a looper foul, third base side.
And he's just another guy that every once in a while you see a player who never sees a pitch he doesn't like to swing at. He just hacks and hacks. But the guy's hitting 330? 333 coming into the game. And they love him in San Francisco. Boy, we were out there. What a hero he is in that ballpark.
That's a foul ball. Nice play by Ryan. Well, it's hard not to like this guy when you're really challenged offensively as a team, and he's really your only power hitting weapon.
And he came out of nowhere too to have this kind of year. And you're right, that swing he took hurt him. He's really hobbling around down there right now. They may have to get him out after this at bat.
Off the end of the bat, Utley has plenty of time from the outfield grass to throw out Sandoval because of that sore calf. And one out here in the 8th inning. Tuesday, September 15th at 7:05. We mentioned this before. The Phillies will begin a series against the Washington Nationals. There are good seats still available for all 3 of those games. Log on to Phillies.com. Make your purchase today. Come out and see the Phils in this month of September, and maybe it's going to be another September to remember for the Phillies. So Sandoval is retired. See if his night is done or not. And here is Travis Ishikawa batting for the first time. Ishikawa is 1 for 2. Good off speed pitch by Durbin. Fastball swung on it, missed. Boy, that's some pretty good pitching right there. 2 away here in the 8th inning. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 800-947-AUTO. By your local Chevy dealers and by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly. Uribe is 3 for 3. His 2-run home run gave the Giants a cushion his last time up. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Three and 1.
Well, yeah, we talked about that, you and I, in the first couple innings with Uribe, that you have to. The only way you speed his bat up is throw him something slow. Everything else he hits the other way, and it looked like he hit with kind of a hanging curveball.
Yeah,
and he had a long way too because he's strong, but he's a guy that sits back and inside out fastballs and hits it the other way. And you throw him something off speed once in a while, it'll turn on. Aaron Rowan, it looked like Jay tried to get inside on him again the way he had early. In the ball game, just didn't get it inside enough, and hit himself a home run.
Well, walk for Uribe. He's been on base 4 times tonight. And here is Aaron, who was 1 for 3. His home run, his last time up, his 13th of the year.
He keeps track of the home runs that he'd hit in other parks that are outs in San Francisco. He was telling us that we were out there. Well, there was one. That would have been an out in San Francisco.
That's true. A lot of balls. I mean, it doesn't matter where he would play, they would be outs in San Francisco.
Yeah, and that maybe wouldn't have been an out, but it would have been a double. And he had a pretty, but he had 20-some, 30-some home runs over the last couple of years since he's been there. He figured would be home runs other places because that place is huge.
Well, he had 13 last year for the Giants. He has 13 this year.
Yeah,
he had 27 his final year with the Phillies.
Well, he's a gap hitter. That's what he does. He doesn't pull the ball. He hits a gap to gap. And, in that place, those are not home runs. AT&T Park in San Francisco is a gorgeous ballpark, but it's big.
Particularly in right center field and left center field.
And it's the gaps.
In the air to left field, Ibanez has plenty of room. And the inning is over. So nice job by Durbin's 2 scoreless innings in relief. We played 7.5. Phillies get a chance to bat at the bottom of the 8th. night is done. We suspected that he wouldn't come out for the bottom of the 8th inning. We weren't sure about Brad Penny, but there he is, coming out to pitch the bottom of the 8th inning for the Giants. Penny tonight has allowed just 4 hits against the Phillies. No runs. He has a 4-0 lead with Jeremy Affeldt behind him in the bullpen. And the last time Brad Penny pitched into the 8th inning in a ball game, well, it was not this year.
Well, those numbers he had in the American League, you can understand that.
Pedro Feliz greets him here in the bottom of the 8th by hitting one foul over the first base side.
Yeah, a lot of confidence to start the 8th, but you know, these right-handed hitters coming up, even though his numbers weren't good coming into the game against right-handed hitters, but I guess you ought to take everything that we've used and just throw it away, because the way he's pitched tonight, he's a different guy. He's very similar to the guy we've seen in the National League a lot over the years.
He's thrown 86 pitches so far.
Made it look easy.
Line drive toward left field. Torres is over. I wasn't sure if he read that properly, but it hung up there for him to make that catch.
Well, Tom just mentioned Penny hasn't thrown a lot of pitches. He doesn't have a lot of strikeouts. He has 2. Had a couple of double play balls. Here's one of them right here. He started it himself, 1-6-3. And then Chase Utley hit a hard ground ball here on one hop, and that was a 4-6-3. They just haven't had many base runners. They had one threat when they had first and second, nobody out, trailing 1-0. Didn't get anything out of it.
Ruiz 0 for 2. He's popped out and grounded into a fielder's choice. That finished off the 5th. And he takes a breaking ball for strike 1. There's a breaking ball in there for strike 2. Jack Tashner and Tyler Walker.
A couple of old Giants. Former Giants.
Brad Penny is scheduled to make a start against his former club, the Los Angeles Dodgers, in the very near future. And he said one of the reasons why he wanted to pitch for the Giants, not, let's say, the Marlins, because he wanted to pitch in front of a crowd, because there's not a whole lot going on down at Landshark Stadium in South Florida. And somebody said, well, you have 40,000 Dodger haters when you take the mound in San Francisco in your next start. And he said, make it 40,001.
Well, that's Penny. He's not a guy that really he's not real popular. But he doesn't care, I don't think. You know, he just does his own thing. And he has his ups and downs with his teams, and with Boston, it was all downs.
Well, they had mentioned that they wouldn't mind putting him in the bullpen in Boston, but he said, I'm not really interested in that. And they, you know, to his credit, he acknowledged that the Red Sox were nice enough to just let him go.
Yeah.
It's even now 2-2.
And it killed for this kind of performance tonight. And you know, the way the Red Sox have struggled with their starting pitching this year. They're probably looking up at the board and saying, who's wearing Penny's number?
Yeah, they got Josh Beckett going tonight against the Tampa Bay Rays, and they're losing in the 6th inning. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Mets and the Rockies are tied at 1. That game's in the top of the 3rd. Seth Smith tied that one up with a home run. Colorado leads the Giants by a game in the wild card race. And they lead the Braves by 3 in the wild card race. Back toward the middle, a base hit. Fifth hit of the night for the Phillies. And Carlos, it's his sixth hit on this homestand. And here comes Dave Righetti. Longtime pitching coach for the Giants. That guy was a heck of a pitcher, big league pitcher for the Yankees and for the Giants. And he's a holdover from the last regime in San Francisco.
Jose Felipe Alou was there for so long as a manager. Dusty Baker was also a longtime manager in San Francisco. Both Alou and Baker had good years there. And now Bruce Bochy, after all those years in San Diego's come over. There's Dave Righetti as a no-hitter to his record and those 82 wins. He's just gone out there right now. That's the old scouting report thing. You know, Francisco comes up as a pinch hitter. They just want to go over what they know about him. You know how quickly runs can be scored in this ballpark. Even though the Phillies are a little bit dead in the water offensively right now, you know, all of a sudden hit somebody pops one, you got a game.
Francisco hitting .220 in a Phillies uniform.
Hasn't played lately. They're trying to get Ibanez going, and Raul's been playing a lot, and Francisco just kind of been sitting around. And you know, Charlie wants to get him more at bats, but he's also trying to get Raul Ibanez going.
Pop up, foul territory. Ishikawa has a play on it. 2 outs. So Penny's got 2 away here in the 8th inning. Talking to Charlie today about, you know, this month of September and asking him about, you know, the way he'll use his players. He said from time to time he might still spell his regulars, but you know, he understands the significance of September. And he said, you know, most likely the normal guys are going to be out there on an everyday basis. Here's Jimmy Rollins with 2 away. That ball gets away from Whiteside. And Ruiz is going to get to second base.
Coming up on 100 pitches now.
Jimmy's got 2 hits tonight. Broke his bat his last time up and got a single to the right side. In the air down the left field line. Torres on the run. He's going to run out of room.
That guy is fast.
He was hustling pretty quickly. He was thrown out last night in the 9th inning.
He walks.
Came on to pinch run.
He walks fast. Yeah, that was a huge play in that game last night for him to get picked off first like that. Or leave early.
Jimmy pulls it. Uribe's got it. And Brad Penny has thrown 8 scoreless innings tonight here in Philadelphia. And whether he leaves or not, well, that's up to Bruce Bochy. But if he does, he's got at least a 4-run lead. Comcast Sportsnet. Well, Brad Penny being congratulated by first Shawan Dunston and Bruce Bochy. And then the rest of his teammates. 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 strikeouts, no runs. He threw 102 pitches, a hug for Eli Whiteside, his catcher. And his night is probably done. Jonathan Sanchez is the gentleman in the foreground there who you saw backpedaling with the bubble gum on top of his cap. Not sure if he knows it's there or not.
That used to be an old baseball trick. You know, you don't see that much anymore. They put that bubble gum on a guy's hat. And, you know, see how long it took for him to figure out that it was on there.
Well, speaking of a guy that we haven't seen in a while, Jack Tashner comes into the ball game here in the top of the 9th inning. Phillies trail at 4-0. And he'll face Nate Shearholtz. Tashner just recalled from Lehigh Valley before yesterday's game. Pitched pretty well for the Iron Pigs. ERA just over 2. Facing Nate Shearholtz, who has a base hit, a run scored, and 3 at bats.
Well,
slider.
Well, they were talking about they dropped his arm angle a little bit, and you know, that was an indication right there of dropping your arm and throwing a breaking ball to a left-handed hitter, and he pulled off. That's good. You know, we'll see how, you know, whether he can repeat, but right there, that's something we didn't see from him when he was here earlier this season. There's another one.
Well, that's a good pitch. Back-to-back breaking balls.
That's what you need from a situation left here. Charlie just wanted to see him pitch to that left-handed hitter, and now he's going to go the pen again. Here it is. You know, you see he kind of 3/4 dropped down a little bit, and left-handed hitters don't like that. They don't like that arm angle. They're going to pull off a little bit normally, and he threw 2 good breaking balls and got Shearholtz to pull off.
So Tashner's night is done. He faces just one batter. Tyler Walker's night. Well, it's Walker's the new pitcher for the Phillies. He'll take over for Jack Tashner. And Walker's been really good for the Phillies. 20 games now, 1-0 with a 1.99 ERA. Tashner faced his old club, got the only batter he faced. Now Tyler Walker on to face his old club. You know, Charlie's had a lot of injuries to his bullpen this year. And guys like Tyler Walker, boy, they're so, it's so difficult to say how important they can be to a season, but he has been really important this year because he's done a nice job, you know, bridging the gap while Clay Condry's been on the DL, J.C. Romero's been on the DL.
You can use him for 2 innings in the game, you know, and that's important because a lot of guys are just situation relievers nowadays, or 1 inning at the most.
Here's Charlie talking to Cole and Joe Blanton. Just trying to find a different spot tonight, it looks like.
No telling what that's about.
0-2 the count.
Florida's just gone ahead of the Braves. They've thrown 7 runs up all of a sudden. And there's Charlie Manuel. I'd like to see the Braves and the Marlins beat up on each other a little bit.
Good pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and Whiteside is down swinging. Third time he's been retired on strikes. 2 outs. And here comes Fred Lewis, who will pinch hit for Brad Penny. If you're a guy on the bench right now for the San Francisco Giants with all their players, you're thinking, I hope it's me that he's going to utilize.
Nine guys, huh?
10 counting Posey.
Counting Posey, right.
Wow. Lewis came out as a pinch runner in last night's ball game. Overall hitting .271. Yeah, he has not had a bad year. He's gotten 273 at bats.
Well, he's one of the they think one of the guys in the future.
That's in for strike 1.
Phillies have pitched 2 left-handers the last 2 nights, so conceivably he could play tomorrow night against Pedro. Crowd just hasn't had anything really to get into tonight. You know, these crowds are so great here, and they're such a positive influence on the Phillies. But you know, Brad Penny just totally took them out of this game tonight.
Yeah, even when the Phillies had base runners, they couldn't get anything rolling offensively. And Tyler Walker rings up Fred Lewis. Good pitch on the inside part of the plate. Walker and Taschner combined to strike the side out in order. Last chance for the Phillies. We go to one with a 1.81 ERA. And he's coming on to move Victorino over to the right side of the plate and to face the Phillies left-handers Chase Utley and Ryan Howard. Victorino tonight is 0 for 3. He's grounded out, he's popped out, he's struck out. And he takes a pitch inside for a ball. Phillies have 5 hits in this game. Overall on this homestand, we mentioned that they're hitting .264 as a club, which isn't that bad, as that one is pulled foul. But it's the same number that we've talked about at length for the last little while. Runners in scoring position. Counting tonight, they're 7 for 41 on this homestand with runners in scoring position.
And they're having a good homestand.
Very good homestand.
They pitched well, and Ryan Howard's had some big hits.
And Shane is down on strikes. He's 0 for 4. So 1 away here in the 9th.
But Shane's one of the guys you mentioned at the beginning of the game that he's in a little bit of a funk right now.
Jimmy's got 2 hits in tonight's ball game. And now Chase Utley will bat 0 for 3.
Jeremy Affeld's good left-hander to bring into a game late and set up Brian Wilson. Their bullpen is very good right now.
Inside 1-0.
Affeld is a hard throwing left-hander. He's a mid-90s guy.
Bullpen this year for the Giants has pitched to a 3.58 ERA. A lot of strikeouts too.
Yeah. Oh, that's the best thing in the bullpen. If you have strikeouts, nothing can happen. Tom, at a point in the game, as you see the relief pitchers, at a point in the game, where you don't want base runners.
One and two, the count to Chase.
Ooh.
That's a good breaking ball. Chase is down looking on strikes, 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
95 fastball, 81 curveball, and that thing was a late breaker. Well, watch his knees bend, and Utley's good against left. Ooh, man. There goes another look at it from the side, and his knees just went.
So Chase is retired. 2 outs now for Ryan Howard. Ryan 1 for 3. He singled back in the 3rd, and he is the only Philly to get to 3rd base in tonight's ball game. That's how good Brad Penny was through 8 innings for the Giants.
It's a lonely night for Sam Perlaza.
Two 2-0 the count. They've gone to the 7th inning down in Florida. The Marlins lead the Braves 7-3. Affeld's gotten the last 2 batters on strikes, but really it's been the Phillies pitchers that have ridden the strikeouts tonight. They've struck out the Giants 11 times. But again, the Giants have 2 home runs, one a 2-run shot, the other a solo shot. That's a big part of their success in this ball game. The count is 2-2. Ryan does everything he can to just stay alive on that one. Nice catch by a fan down the 3rd base side. Ryan pops it up. That should do it. Renteria, the shortstop, makes the call, and he makes the grab, and the ball game is over. Phillies are retired in order here in the 9th inning. Jeremy Affeldt finishes this one off for Brad Penny, who goes 8 scoreless innings. He strikes out 2, allows only 5 hits in his first